Good morning, dear students. How are you all? So in this video, after finishing the portion, I will talk about the conceptual question. The very first question you can see that 15 ml of water, 15 ml of water and 10 ml of sulfuric acid are to be mixed in a beaker. So you have to understand the questions that 15 ml of water and 10 ml of sulfuric acid are to be mixed in a beaker. Then the first part of the question state the method that should be followed with reason. What is this process called? So yes, you can see here I am actually making this one. I will take one beaker. Okay, in this beaker I will take some amount of water, and 15 ml of 15 ml H2O is present in a beaker. Yes, and secondly I will add 10 ml of H2SO4 with the help of a test tube. Slowly with the help of a test tube. Here H2SO4 is there, H2SO4. Okay, now 10 ml of H2SO4. Slowly we will add, directly we will not add here, we will actually add along the wall of the beaker. Okay, now as it is a highly exothermic reaction, so lots of heat energy will release in this process. So if you are doing that without the care, you can find that heat energy, or that will splash, all the solution will splash onto your skin. It will come outside from the beaker. So you have to take care while diluting this one, okay. Some students take oppositively, do this reaction oppositively. They take H2SO4 first of all in a hurry. They take H2SO4 in the beaker and they add 15 ml or whatever H2O into that one. And I am telling you, this is very highly exothermic. So dilution is not possible in that case, and you will be in problem. So don't do that type of the action. Don't do that type of activity. Take H2O first of all and add H2SO4 into that one. It will release lots of heat into that one. And this process, second question you can see, what is the name of that process? Yes, what is the name of that process? This process is known as dilution. This process is known as dilution. So here you can see the question is 15 ml of water is added with 10 ml of sulfuric acid are to be mixed in a beaker. State the method that should be followed with reason. Okay, now so we have actually written the answer here. You can see cooling is also essential in that case. And what is this process called? Here you can say what is this process called, and this process is known as dilution. Okay, now dear student, so first number question you have done that one. Now next question you can see, explain how antacid works. Antacid, anta means anta is related to opposite word, opposite. Acid and anta means opposite to acid. So explain how antacid works. You know why we need antacid, why doctor prescribed to take the antacid. In case of indigestion, if a person is actually suffering from acidity, if due to some problem, due to some thing they have eaten and that hard food they cannot digest, in that case hyperacidity can be caused. And due to hyperacidity means indigestion is a condition where hyperacidity can occur. So you can say that hydrochloric acid level in the stomach increase. Okay, now if HCl level in the stomach increase, then doctor prescribe to give the patient some of the basic medicine. So antacid means basic. Okay, now antacid is basic in nature. Look, here it is given. Yes, HCl and antacid when react together, it will form a neutralized compound, and neutral means, you know, no, it does not have any charges. It will give immediately relief from pain which was caused by hyperacidity. And you can see, dear student, I will actually write one of the chemical reaction. If HCl in the body, in the stomach increase, then doctor prescribe, please note down, doctor prescribe milk of magnesia. Milk of magnesia, that one is MgOH whole twice. Okay, now this one is milk of magnesia, or diazine also, you know, diazine. Okay, now milk of magnesia, that one is diazine, doctor prescribe. That will form MgCl2 plus H2O, and MgCl2 is a neutral compound. So you can say the excess amount of acid can be neutralized when the antacid milk of magnesia will be taken, then a neutral compound will form, and immediately the person who is suffering from hyperacidity can relieve from that pain which is caused by hyperacidity. Okay, now, so dear student, this is the question you have understood. Now the next question you can see, explain the action of dilute hydrochloric acid. Dear student, you have to know dilute hydrochloric acid means hydrochloric acid is prepared in water, means diluted with water. You can see, explain the action of dilute hydrochloric acid on the following with chemical equation, and you can see magnesium ribbon. So first one, magnesium, Mg. Okay, now you can see here Mg, and it is reacted with HCl. What it has formed? Hydrogen gas. It is important, hydrogen gas, and with the magnesium chloride in the aqueous solution. So here you can see the answer is given. Hydrogen gas will be formed. With the action of magnesium ribbon with hydrochloric acid. Second case, sodium hydroxide. What is the formula of sodium hydroxide? You can see, dear student, NaOH. Okay, now NaOH with dilute hydrochloric acid. Now everyone knows, now this is a neutralization reaction, so I will not discuss that one. Simple, NaOH plus HCl and HCl plus H2O. How many times you have done that one? Now the next one, very important one, crushed egg cell. Now as a student, you should know crushed egg cell actually contains calcium carbonate into this one. Calcium carbonate means CaCO3. Okay, now, so crushed egg cell contains CaCO3, and when CaCO3 is actually reacting with hydrochloric acid, you can see, dear student, you can see actually what we can show you. Yes, you can see here, I have taken crushed egg cell into this one, some amount of crushed egg cell. What is crushed egg cell? CaCO3. Okay, now, and I have added some amount of HCl into this one. You have understood now? This I am actually removing. Now I have to write the chemical reaction. So CaCO3 plus HCl, what it will form? It will form CaCl2 plus H2O plus CO2. Now you can see, calcium carbonate reacted with HCl, it has formed CaCl2 plus 2H2O plus CO2. You can balance that one, 2HCl. Now it is balanced, 2Cl, Ca, carbon, O3, okay. Okay, so it is balanced one. So you can see that one, that carbon dioxide is evolved in this case. Yes, CaCl2, H2O is evolved, but carbon dioxide is evolved in that case. And carbon dioxide is evolved with a brisk effervescence in that one. When you will take one of the test tube, and suppose in the test tube calcium carbonate is there, and you have added HCl into that one, you will see immediately brisk effervescence will start evolving from that one, and that brisk effervescence is carbon dioxide. So this is the detection. How can you detect that carbon dioxide is coming out? This is a detection. Brisk effervescence due to what? Due to carbon dioxide. Okay, now, so that you can understand this one. Now the next question. Yes, what is an alkali? Dear student? Alkali is soluble bases are called alkali? Suppose NaOH. NaOH is a base now. NaOH is a base. Why it is a base? Because hydroxide is present. It will give, when it will dissolve into water, it will give hydroxide, and that's why it is called as a base. Okay now. So when this sodium hydroxide we will dissolve in water, and if it is completely dissolve into the water, then we can say it is a soluble base. It is a soluble base, and soluble bases are called alkalis. All the soluble bases, if I am talking about the KOH, okay, no, KOH is also soluble bases. So that all the soluble bases are called alkali. Okay, na dear student. Now next question is very important. Why do HCl and HNO3? Why do HCl and HNO3 etc. show acidic character in aqueous solution, while solution of compounds like alcohol and glucose do not show acidic character? You can see, dear student, very important. HCl and HNO3 etc. show acidic character, but alcohol and glucose do not show acidic character. Why? You can see, I am actually making here. I will take one of the beaker. I will take HCl. I will take HCl. Here I will take HCl. Aqueous solution of HCl, na? Aqueous solution of HCl. And you all know aqueous solution of HCl will break down into H plus and Cl negative. If I will take the example of HNO3, here, if I will take the example of HNO3, it will break down into H plus NO3 negative. In both the conditions, you are seeing the H plus, and I have given arrhenius acid which contains H plus in its aqueous solution. If any compounds break down into H plus ions in the aqueous solution, then it can be called as acid, and it can show the properties, it can show the nature of acidity, acidic characters. Okay na? But what happens in the glucose and alcohol? If I will take the glucose, aqueous solution of glucose water, if I will take glucose, what is the formula of glucose? C6H12O6, aqueous solution of this one. And in the aqueous solution, it will not break down into H plus. It will not break down into H plus and whatever. So we can say alcohol also. If I will take alcohol, methanol, ethanol, okay na, if I will take CH3OH, C2H5OH, if I will take, that will not break down into H plus. It cannot break down to H plus. So again, we will not say that one. So we can say that if it is not breaking into H plus ions, we can say yes, it is not showing the acidic nature. Okay na? So that's it for the video. We will talk some of the conceptual question in class also. Thank you.